the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And tonight on DC News Now at 7, dramatic body camera footage of the deadly police shooting of a man outside a McDonald's in Fairfax County. What it shows and what questions are still unanswered tonight. Plus, in a DC News Now exclusive, former President Donald Trump gives us his reaction to Governor Ron DeSantis entering the race against him to the White House. And drugs via drones. That's how they made it into a Hagerstown Correctional Facility, the extraordinary drug bust out of Western Maryland tonight.
And weather-wise, we saw a very gorgeous day across the DMV. This streak, yeah, it's going to continue, folks. We're excited for the weekend, and I have that extended weekend forecast coming up.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 7. I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz, and tonight, Fairfax County Police are sharing body-worn camera video of one of their officers being attacked by a man who allegedly stole a U-Haul. Now, fellow officers rushed to the area and shot the man several times. He died at the scene. Now, we do want to warn you, before we show you that video, the images may be disturbing. Now, Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla is joining us live right now from police headquarters. And Max, take us through what the video shows.
Well, Tasmeen, you mentioned it's graphic. It can be tough to watch. It shows a lot. This was a really dramatic scene that started at the gas station pumps and ended just in front of a McDonald's on Richmond Highway. We are going to show you a bit of a breakdown, a summary of what that video showed. And Tasmeen, as you mentioned, and a warning to our viewers, it's graphic. You will hear gunshots, and it can be tough to watch.
Driving a U-Haul? Yeah, can you talk to me real quick over here?
A Fairfax County police officer, only identified now as a third-year FCPD cop, walked up to Brandon LeMagne and, after a brief conversation, said he was going to handcuff him because the U-Haul he pulled up to a gas station on Richmond Highway in was flagged as stolen. But then LeMagne started attacking the officer, reaching for his gun.
Get off my gun! Get off my gun!
The tussle moved to inside the police car, which spun out and crashed into the neighboring McDonald's. Then two officers responded. The first officer, an 8-year veteran, fired several shots, and then a second officer went up to a car, pulled LeMagne out, and we're going to pause the video here because this is the moment he fired 3 shots at LeMagne on the ground. At a press conference, Police Chief Kevin Davis offered his assessment after viewing the body-worn camera video.
He was assaulted, he was taken hostage, he was abducted. The actions of the 2 responding officers, I believe, were more than appropriate given what we know then and now.
Now, there are still some unanswered questions that the video shows. We're going to get into them in a full report on DC News Now at 9, including one of the big questions. What did the officer know, that first officer who shot his gun, what did he know about what was happening in the car? Maybe the positioning of the officer, the position of the alleged U-Haul suspect. What did that officer know? We'll have some of what the police chief thinks are potential answers to that coming up at 9. Tasmeen?
Yeah, it all happened so quickly. So, Max, quick question for you. The police chief also shared new information about the U-Haul. What can you tell us about that?
Right. Well, the information circled around how LeMagne got it. He was, the police chief said that it was a U-Haul shop near the Richmond area that he used a fake identification to get and never returned it. That's why it was flagged as stolen and pinged to Fairfax County Police. That's why they approached him when they saw that van at the gas station. Back to you guys.
Our Max Marcilla live outside of Fairfax County Police headquarters tonight. Max, thank you. We'll talk to you again at 9. And also happening now, 3 families are suing Montgomery County Public Schools for allowing LGBTQ plus inclusive books in the classroom. Now, they claim MCPS is violating their First Amendment religious rights. DC News Now's Randy Bass is breaking down the legal action.
This group of parents tells us their lawsuit centers around a set of LGBTQ pride books being taught to students between the ages of pre-K and 5th grade. They say they weren't given the chance to opt their kids out of reading those books in class. Those parents say under Maryland law, they should have been given a heads up, saying they have the right to opt their kids out of lessons involving family life and human sexuality. The suit filed in federal court also mentions both First and 14th Amendment violations. The suit also says the books, quote, encourage gender transitioning, and that after reading one of those books, first grade students engaged in a classroom discussion about the pronouns that fit them best. This school year, parents say they were only able to opt out after they were told about the books. Next year, they say opting out may not be allowed in an effort to promote inclusivity among students. Superintendent Dr. Monifa McKnight and members of the school board are all named as defendants in the case, and at tonight's school board meeting, they are expected to recognize June as Pride Month. The school system, however, though, does not comment on pending litigation. In the studio, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
And the president of the Montgomery County Education Association calls a lawsuit bigoted and hate-mongering, adding this: students deserve an education that fully reflects a diversity of human identities and experiences. Now, we reached out to the school district. They say they cannot comment on pending litigation. And in an exclusive you'll see right here on DC News Now, our Mark Hall caught up with former President Donald Trump at his golf course in Sterling, Virginia. He commented on his latest competitors in the Republican race for president. Trump also competed on the course today before the Live Golf tournament tees off tomorrow. Here's our Mark Hall.
We stood literally 5 feet apart, and I asked the former president, are you going to play 9 holes or are you going to do all 18? And he looked me straight in the eye and he said that he's going to do 18. So we know the former president certainly got his steps in today. And my goodness, you heard Janessa talking about the weather a short time ago. It was beautiful. Let's show you video from earlier today. And we had a nice little breeze that kind of took the edge off. And the heat was certainly tempered because of the nice breeze that we had. The former president was surrounded by members of the Secret Service who were in golf carts. And the former president had an ongoing dialogue with members of the media and some other golfers throughout the late morning and early afternoon. And he was asked about other candidates throughout the day. And after he finished his final round, or his only round on 18, I asked him his thoughts about the latest big names to throw their hats in the ring for the Republican nomination: Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Senator Tim Scott. Here's what he had to say. Mr. President, can we ask you a couple quick questions about the election? Your thoughts about Governor DeSantis and also Senator Tim Scott entering the race. What are your thoughts?
Well, I thought Tim Scott's opening was a lot better, obviously, despite the microphone. DeSantis had a big problem last night. That was not a pretty picture to watch, but I wish them both well. Thank you.
One last question, Mr. President. Why are you ready to lead the Republican Party again?
To make America great again.
Mr. Trump's son, Eric, also played a round of golf with his father. We asked the former president his thoughts about the possibility of former Vice President Mike Pence throwing his hat into the ring. And Mr. Trump said that Mike Pence is a good man and he'd make a good candidate. In Loudoun County, Mark Hall, DC News Now.
And all new tonight, 18 years in prison for Stewart Rhodes. The founder of the far-right Oath Keepers group, Rhodes was convicted of seditious conspiracy back in November for helping to plan and carry out the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. And it's the longest sentence for any Capitol rioter so far. Prosecutors asked for 25 years for Rhodes, arguing a long sentence would deter future attacks. Now, before the judge today, Rhodes called himself a political prisoner. The judge responded that he is not, and that Rhodes represents an ongoing threat to the country. Other members of the Oath Keepers have also been convicted of seditious conspiracy and will face their sentences in the coming weeks. All right, let's get a check on the forecast. Our chief meteorologist, Janessa Webb. Janessa, I can taste the hamburgers and the hot dogs already.
That you're cooking at your house, and I'm
coming over.
I'm coming over, yeah, to eat it all. Live look right now out towards the district, and it's a lovely evening. High pressure has taken over, and really what was super noticeable for today is that the haze was limited. Wildfire smoke has kind of lifted across the area, and this is kind of that live look out towards Reagan International, and you are seeing, those pilots and those planes. They have clear skies to contend with, and so that's always a good look. Right now at the 7 o'clock hour, there is a good breeze that has been pretty sporadic in nature from Luray, Shenandoah Valley to Cumberland, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. The district, it continues to come out of the north, and so that's why we have a cooler air mass with highs. They were back into the upper 60s to lower 70s this afternoon. afternoon. And so right now, pretty consistent. I do think daytime highs will officially go into the books for today of about 73 out towards the district and then surrounding counties of Loudoun, Fairfax County as well. Break out the barbecue, like Tasmeen said. It's hot dogs and hamburger time. Mostly clear skies for the rest of the evening by 9 o'clock. Hey, we're still in the middle 60s in most areas. High pressure taking over once again tomorrow, but we do have rain for your holiday weekend. I'll break down that forecast coming up.
Janessa, thank you. And new tonight, a year-long investigation involving the delivery of drugs into a Maryland prison. It's resulted in 15 people being charged, including a Department of Corrections employee. Our Stephen Cohen has details from the Roxbury Correctional Institution in Hagerstown.
Contraband delivered by drone in a Maryland correctional facility. A joint investigation conducted by state, federal, and county law enforcement uncovered a trafficking ring set up to deliver drugs and other contraband into the Roxbury facility south of Hagerstown.
We were able to detect some illegal things that were going on within some of our prisons, and our diligent staff that actually were the ones that recognized what was going on was able to get enough information to our intel and investigative team.
Tamil Ashby, a dietary correctional officer for the past 10 years, is among those charged.
Law enforcement intercepted Ashby when she reported to work and confiscated approximately 158 strips of Suboxone, which she had hidden within her body cavity.
That Suboxone sold for $100 a strip inside the prison. The indictment says Ashby collected more than $16,000 in cash from the deal on an app.
A lot of investigative methods were used. At DEA, we provide our resources, financial resources, and our agents, our expertise.
Investigators also busted conspirators who were paid to fly drones over the correctional facility to drop drugs and other contraband, such as cell phones. 9 inmates and 6 outside facilitators are named in the charging documents. Trial dates for the 15 accused will be set shortly. Reporting from Hagerstown, Stephen Cohen, DC News Now.
All right, and recall alert, listen up. Trader Joe's is recalling one of its brand name coffees. The concern is that there may be pieces of glass in the container. So the recall is for Trader Joe's instant cold brew coffee, pictured right there on your screen. The recall includes products with expiration dates of June 13th of 2024, November 26th of 2024, and December 30th of 2024. So Trader Joe's says if you have these products, you should just throw them out or return them for a refund. And check this out. A scared puppy named Zoomy was found wandering alone outside Capitol Hill this afternoon. He was rescued by the bicycle response team. They took care of him until his owner was found, and Capitol Police gave a shout out to the DC Police Department for helping to reunite Zoomy with his owner.